Over the past half a century, gaming has grown from an expensive pastime, mostly for nerds, to the most profitable and culturally dominant form of entertainment, outside of gambling. I've been playing games since well before I could read, which I think is very common among people my age. I'm in my mid-20s for reference, and as time has gone on and I've grown up, I've noticed that my childlike whimsy has been slowly fading away. This is a truth in general, but it's especially true for gaming. And I've also noticed that there are some industry trends that are changing or have changed since I was a kid. It felt like back then there were so many games coming out all the time, and over time, we've slowly homogenized the gaming industry to the point where there are a ton of people playing games, but the vast majority of them spend most of their time playing a very small handful of games. Part of this is surely due to the rise of competitive gaming. Now, as humans, we are wired to love seeing number go up. Whether that's your 401k, your fire-making skill in RuneScape, your body count, or your rank in a competitive game. To be competitive at your game of choice requires sacrificing some amount of fun. To actually be competitive, to be above average as a player, in most games that requires study and practice. There's so much to do, and it's different depending on the game, and to be honest, the vast majority of people are never going to be in that top elite tier of players. Want to get better at CS? Hop in the aim trainer. Memorize your smokes, spray patterns, map callouts. You want to get better at League of Legends? Practice your clear if you're a jungler, review your VODs, play in the practice tool, do tons of ARAMs to get exposed to as many characters as possible, and figure out how to mute your fucking teammates. Sure, competitive gaming like this can be rewarding, but it is quite literally turning something you do for fun after school into another thing to grind, master, and compare yourself to other people with. Alongside this, I feel like we as gamers have a perceived lack of choice. There are just as many, if not more, games coming out right now than there were during my childhood, or whatever you think the golden age of gaming is. The reality is, more games come out every day than ever before. But this comes with its own set of problems. First is decision fatigue. There are so many games out there that it can be hard to even decipher which games are worth playing and which games are just slop garbage that you shouldn't even install for free off itch.io. And this is without mentioning the backlog. If you're a gamer in any capacity, you're almost certainly familiar with the backlog. It is the massive pile of games that are sitting in your Steam library or on your shelf or on your PlayStation that you just never get around to actually playing, let alone even installing. And this is extremely common amongst gamers, and with access to a smartphone, your backlog can become virtually limitless. This is because of emulation, obviously. And I think that these factors both are major contributors into why you don't know what to play. The games that you regularly play feel stale for whatever reason. There's so much market saturation that finding something you like is a challenge. Not to mention the fact that most people are already sitting on a pile of unplayed games that they've already paid for, and a mountain of past games that they could easily emulate. And this brings us to the truth of the video. There are a lot of people who are consumers of gaming media. I'm talking to the Funko Pop crowd right now. These people like buying things. It's more about buying and having games in your collection or in your catalog than it is actually playing them. And I think this is a mindset that we're conditioned to because of like the economic system that we live under. I don't want to get too hippy-dippy, but even as someone who tries very much to play games and to be active in game communities, it's just difficult, you know? Buying things is the easiest way to feel like you participated in something. I'm even worse than this, though. I've built emulation machines that I've never played through a single game on, I've spent hours tinkering with my mods, making sure everything's perfect for like an Elder Scrolls experience where it's going to be completely unique, and then I don't even play through the game with all these mods installed. I just get a little myopic about the process, about, you know, adding things to your collection. But if you're truly looking for new experiences, they are out there. You just have to really determine that's what you want to do. You got to set aside the distractions, or the FOMO that you're not playing Fortnite with your friends, or that nagging feeling reminding you of all the wasted money just sitting in your backlog. And you have to game for fun. You have to be willing to suspend your disbelief and get sucked into a world again, and it requires active effort on your part. We live in a world of instant gratification, and because of this, it can be very hard to actually commit to things and to put in effort, because you can just go on to the next thing immediately. Think about, you know, short-form content apps like TikTok are designed with this in mind. You just see what you see, and then you swipe away immediately, or you stay watching. And we've been sort of conditioned to do this. I mean, there are rising cases of content addiction and screen addiction happening in young people. And I'm not saying playing video games is the answer to this, but I'm saying that maybe you just need to shift your mindset, and you need to treat it like closer to a meditative experience where you're isolating yourself. You're not going to watch a podcast while you play your game. You're going to actually pay attention and listen to the music. And I don't know, maybe most of these points are not universal, and these are just my thoughts, but I've been really trying to change recently, and I've been having a lot of fun. I actually just beat Half-Life 1, and I think I'm going to go through and play every Valve game. Maybe I'll make a video on that eventually. I have been writing down my thoughts. It's not a perfect game, but it was very, very cool to go through and actually get engrossed in a game. I'll see you guys. Hope everybody likes the new Yap channel. Peace.